So the research perspective, that's what's next, ladies and gentlemen, and to get a good feel for what's happening in research on the highest level, we have our next speaker, who was the US Senate Deputy Sergeant at Arms and was appointed Deputy Administrator of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, commonly referred to as NASA, just over 2 years ago. As the Deputy Administrator, he is, among other things, responsible for articulating and representing NASA's vision. We're excited to hear about that vision. Jim, the floor is yours.
Guten Tag, and thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. Before turning to aeronautics, let me say that Germany is a major player in the space efforts we've taken on, and we really thank you for it. That includes 20 years of human presence at the International Space Station. As part of those efforts, DLR has been an invaluable partner to NASA and continues to be, and we're eager to continue that partnership with Artemis. And that includes Germany's contribution to the European service modules, which are essential to the Artemis architecture. We're excited to work with DLR and ESA on the gateway and establishing a sustainable and permanent human presence on and around the moon. You know, as a species, we're explorers, and we share that together. So let's now turn to aviation. NASA's vision is to help transform aviation by enabling the next generation of commercial aircraft to be quieter, cleaner, and more efficient than ever. Our hope is to change how people around the world benefit from aviation. We look to reinvent how air transportation systems work through new uses like advanced air mobility, quiet supersonic flight over land, and high-altitude long-endurance UAVs. Our research at NASA envisions ultra-efficient and low-emissions large commercial aircraft that enables much lower costs and good environmental impacts. We're working on game-changing advanced air mobility. We want to bypass congestion on the ground, support public safety, and make rapid deliveries in urban and remote areas. Also, sustainable supersonic transport is coming back to connect communities and businesses around the world. And finally, as these advanced systems work together, we're constructing an advanced digital backbone for air transport operations and predictive safety that delivers efficient and safe operations. We want a vibrant commercial aerospace industry that enables us to continue to push the boundaries. To get there, we're trying to push technological innovations, identify critical challenges, and invest in game-changing concepts to advance the safety, efficiency, and the environmental footprint of civil aviation. We at NASA want to benefit the entire aviation sector in the world. We know that universities can take significant technical risks, but are often limited in scale and the ability to take new ideas into real-world environments. So the risks we take are measured. Industry risk also is limited by their need to make the business case and show return on investment. Our intent is to bridge those gaps and accelerate the movement of innovative new technologies from ideas to practice. Now with COVID, our collaboration with you is more important than ever. NASA's working with industry and government partners to regain public confidence. We're applying technical expertise to understand how COVID affects commercial aviation and safety of passengers and crew. And that really includes modeling and analysis of aircraft cabin airflows. If you look at our funding, we have a stable commitment to research and development and a rapid adoption of new technologies. You know, really, over the last 50 years since the dawn of the jet age, fair and open competition has driven innovation and discovery. These advances are critical to achieving the sustainability targets outlined in the ATAG September Waypoint 2050 report. Make no mistake, that vision includes eventually achieving net zero global air transport emissions. NASA's aggressive goals to develop technology to improve fuel efficiency, reduce noise, and emissions are well aligned with ATAG's targets. Together, we work to solve these great challenges of today. In our collective hands lies the future of the aerospace industry. I want to thank you for all that you're doing as we head into that new age. Thank you very much.
Now, Jim, thank you for those thoughts. And if you allow a question or two, from your perspective, I'm sure the German engineers were pleased to hear how you praised them to start with. But from the Washington perspective, where do you see the German aerospace industry when it comes to specifically sustainable aviation? What would German engineers in particular need to do to win the race, say, for the next electric or then later even hydrogen-propulsed aircraft?
Well, hopefully we'll be working together on these challenges. And look, my father's family is from Aschaffenburg, Germany, and I'm very familiar with German technology and the abilities you all have, and witnessed again working with DLR. And there's no doubt in my mind that you all will be a significant player in what's to come. You always have been, and that will continue. So I can't speak about specifics yet but we certainly try to find every opportunity we can to work with DLR and Germany, and we look forward to doing that in the future.
We've received a lot of questions from our audience about hydrogen as a potential propulsion system for future aircraft. And if I ask you to draw the roadmap how hydrogen-powered aviation could turn into reality in the future, what would that roadmap look like?
Well, I mean, you know that right now we're working on aircraft that are completely run on batteries. We're working on hybrid aircrafts for single aisle braced wing aircraft that have a hybrid engine. All these things are moving forward so that we continue to have really a plethora of choices on how we're going to propel aircraft in the future. And hydrogen certainly is an opportunity. But honestly, we're looking at every opportunity. You know how this goes, and it's kind of like going to the moon. There's got to be an economic model to make sure that it works. And it's whoever has the best economic model is going to lead. And so we're really trying to look at all technologies to see the economics of each one to make sure that we end up in front with the right technology.
Some of the people that threw questions at us before this event, they voiced their doubt that hydrogen is the right technology for flying in the future. So would you agree with them that maybe it's a better suited technologies for other industries that don't have to go up 10,000, 30,000 feet in the air? Or is it something that we will see 20 or 30 years from now?
You know, look, I'm not the expert on hydrogen technology, but I can tell you as we were developing the commercial crew program, and when I first got here, it was no how, no way are we going to launch astronauts on a SpaceX aircraft. I heard those discussions at NASA. And 2 years later, those same people said, we are go for flight. So I am never going to discount anything. I've seen us do the impossible, and I'm not going to count out hydrogen. It's up to the creativity of folks at DLR, the creativity of folks in NASA and all over the world of what we can figure out. And I wouldn't count anything out.
And finally, when it comes to cooperation between the US and Europe, what initiatives you think are most promising, and are there any initiatives that haven't been started yet that you would like to see take form and shape?
As far as our aeronautics mission directorate, I think we certainly, have partnerships with many folks in Europe, and we certainly want to continue those partnerships. I'm again, we don't sit there and think that it's lacking. You all may, and certainly would be interested to know that if that's the case. But we certainly want to continue those partnerships and work together. Look, this is about the world coming together in all these things with people who want to work together and share their ideas, share their technology, so that we can have a better world to help our children and our grandchildren. That's why NASA exists, and I know that's certainly what you all are thinking about too.
Great closing remarks. I thank you for that. James Morhard, Deputy Administrator of NASA, thank you indeed for your time. We're taking a very short break, and then we'll be moving right over to our next panel.